What do you think of when you hear the term figurative language? Do you think of Shakespeare? Maybe. What about Mother Goose? Perhaps. Or do you think of this guy? My guess is that Will Ferrell is not the first image that comes to mind when you think about what figurative language is. After today, however, you may never think about it again without picturing Will Ferrell doing something like this. You would be surprised how poetic he is, and today I will be teaching you about the many types of figurative language using Will Ferrell's movies as a guide. The first term we will look at is alliteration. This term refers to the repetition of a single letter in the alphabet. Let's see how Will Ferrell uses alliteration in his prayers.
Powerade is delicious, and it cools you off on a hot summer day, and we look forward to Powerade's release of Mystic Mountain Blueberry.
In this example, Ricky Bobby eloquently describes his love for Powerade, particularly the flavor Mystic Mountain Blueberry. How else might alliteration be used in prayer?
I like to picture Jesus in a tuxedo t-shirt because it says like, I want to be formal, but I'm here to party too.
In this clip, Ricky's intelligent friend Cal uses alliteration to describe his favorite attire, a tuxedo t-shirt. In these examples, the M and T sounds are repeated, making it alliteration. The second term is one that you have probably heard before, a metaphor. A metaphor is a form of comparison that directly compares two unlike things. Let's see how Will Ferrell might compare.
Where are you?
I'm in a glass case of emotion!
In this clip, the term glass case of emotion would be a metaphor. In this instance, he is in a literal glass box, a phone booth. But instead of saying, I am really sad and standing in a phone booth, he compares his feelings of despair to a glass case of emotion. Well said, Will. Well said. Let's see another example.
All right, that's it! You two guys leave me no choice. No television for a week.
What?
We are so serious, guys.
You're high! Are you out of your mind?
Goes in Robert's wall safe,
on.
and it's gonna stay there.
No!
Okay.
This house is a prison!
In this movie, the character Brendan exclaims that, "This house is a prison!" Is his house actually a prison? No, but he says this because he feels like he's being controlled by all the rules, just like you would be in a prison. He could say, there are too many rules in this house, but by comparing the house to a prison, he is able to express much more emotion. Next, we'll look at similes, which are like metaphors but are slightly different. A simile is a form of comparison in which one thing is compared to another unlike thing by using specific words of comparison. For instance, like, as, and resembles. What might he compare by using similes? Let's take a look.
I'm not lonely. I'm beloved by everyone in San Diego. You're so wise. You're like a miniature Buddha covered in hair.
In this clip, Ron Burgundy compliments his sage of a dog and says, "You're so wise. You're like a miniature Buddha covered in hair." Buddha is considered to be very wise, and so Ron compares his dog Baxter to this figure to demonstrate how smart he is. How about another example?
Chip, I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey.
In this clip, Ricky Bobby's charming son, Texas Ranger, shouts, "Chip, I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey." He could have said, "I'm gonna attack you," but that's a really boring way to threaten someone. So instead, he makes it more interesting by comparing his intended actions to a flying, aggressive spider monkey. What about the term personification? When you use personification, you are speaking of something that is not human as if it had human abilities and human reactions. How might Will Ferrell describe personification? In this clip, we see two examples.
The skeleton took a shower. The skeleton ran out of shampoo in the shower. The human torch could not get a bank loan. The human torch. The human torch was denied a bank loan.
In this clip, what is being personified? One example is, the skeleton took a shower. The skeleton used shampoo in the shower. Also alliteration, I might add. The skeleton, which cannot take a shower or use shampoo, performs a human action, thus personifying a real person. In the other example, the Human Torch was denied a bank loan. Well, this is just silly because a Human Torch obviously cannot get a bank loan, but Will Ferrell seems to think it a possibility. Thus, we see a non-human object performing human actions. Let's check out 2 more examples because personification is really fun.
Basically, what happened to you is that you saw the fear. So before you can even think about any real driving, you got to make friends with that fear. So, get in the car.
In this instance, Ricky Bobby's father tries to motivate him with personification. Make friends with that fear. You can't make friends with fear, but if you do, you might be a better racer. Here's one more example.
Oh man, this is absolutely crazy. I mean, this is borderline reckless.
Don't you get it? You don't drive with your eyes, you drive with your heart.
This is just dumb. I can't see a thing.
You gotta feel the road. You gotta let it live inside you. Are you feeling anything now?
I'm feeling a little bit.
He also says you gotta let the road live inside you, which obviously the road can't do because you die, but the road is personified as his dad wants him to be connected to the road in his heart and mind inside him. Hyperbole is another literary device that can be lots of fun to use. Hyperbole means a great exaggeration used to emphasize a point and is used for expressive or comedic effect. It is not to be taken literally. Let's see how Will Ferrell uses it.
Trading for a package of sunshine and ravioli. Macaroni, if you want the thing you love.
You did it! Congratulations! World's best cup of coffee. Great job, everybody. It's great to meet you. Hi.
In this clip, the elf reads that the store has the world's best cup of coffee. This claim cannot be proven, of course, so it exemplifies hyperbole in that they have exaggerated how good their coffee really is. Not convinced? Let's see another example.
ABA will be merging with the NBA at the end of this season.
Yes! Oh, I'm so happy I can't even feel my arms!
4 teams will be absorbed into the NBA next year.
Wow!
Hey, Jackie, the Tropics won't be going.
Wait, what did you say? No!
You're being Jackie, don't bite yourself.
In this example, Will's character is so excited and states, "I'm so happy I can't feel my arms." He can in fact feel his arms, but he exaggerates how happy he is by stating that he can't. The next term, idiom, is a great way to confuse people. An idiom is a group of words whose meanings are different from the ordinary meanings of the words. While these appear to make little sense, people generally understand the meaning because they are often repeated and develop a new meaning on their own. Let's turn to Will to set it straight.
Who are you?
I'm his wife.
You come in here dressed like a hobo.
Come on, seriously, who is that?
This is ball and chain.
Let's think about this. Eva Mendes is clearly not an old ball and chain, nor does she look like a ball and chain. The term, however, is understood to mean the person that ties down another person, weighs them down, keeps them restricted, etc. Another example might help.
Get in there. I'm just gonna grab the handle. I'm just gonna get in there and drive that car. But I'm gonna do it calm.
Calm. Piece of cake.
I was just trying to stay calm. Oh! Oh, man!
Sometime today, son.
In this example, Ricky Bobby's dad says that driving with a cougar in the car is a piece of cake. What? That doesn't make sense. But it does, because the term has come to mean easy. I don't particularly agree that driving with a cougar in the car is easy, but that's another story. Lastly, let's look at the term onomatopoeia, which, even if you don't know what it means, it's really fun to say. This word refers to the formation of a word from a sound associated with what is named. Let's see some examples.
We just thank you for all the races I've won and the $21.2 million. Woo! 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 Ow! Love that money!
During this lovely prayer, the family shows their excitement by using sound words like woo and ow. Perhaps another example might help. In this example, we see Will Ferrell dancing a great little dance for a group of people. We hear him dancing to the classic song, Whoop, there it is. In this case, the word whoop is an example of onomatopoeia. And that's it. Whoop, there it is. But wait, we're not finished. Now that we've reviewed these different types of figurative language, what will you do with the knowledge you have acquired? Well, you could go and watch all of Will Ferrell's movies and look for more examples. Or you could put your new skills to use and write a narrative story. Before you start, I'll make a few suggestions. First, attire is important when writing because you need to feel good while you think. May I suggest throwing on an old tuxedo t-shirt? For one, they are comfortable and relaxed and also appropriate for writing serious works of fiction. Now, make sure you're awake. For that, I suggest grabbing a mug of the world's best cup of coffee. I think they sell that in New York. Next step is finding a good place to write. If you look around you and say to yourself, "This house is a prison," then go outside and become one with nature. Okay, ready now? No? If you're afraid of writing, just relax. You gotta make friends with that fear. Gotta let the paper live inside you. If you're still a little unsure, then go and look at yourself in the mirror and repeat these words. You're so wise. You're like a miniature Buddha covered in hair. Let that sink in. Okay, that should do it. Let's get writing. Once upon a time, there was a smoldering human torch who wanted to buy a bachelor pad in the city. So he went to the bank, but they thought he looked dangerous and turned him away. The human torch was denied a bank loan, and he was really sad. He decided to head over to the corner bar and indulge in a little pick-me-up. Mystic Mountain Blueberry. Yeah, that's the stuff, he thought. He was sitting at the end of the bar, wallowing in a glass case of emotion, when suddenly he was approached by a skeleton lady. He thought she was a little too skinny, but he liked her anyway because she smelled like shampoo. He looked her up and down and said, "Woo! Ow! Whoop! There it is!" She thought that was romantic, and so they decided to get married. Everything in their life was going great, but after a while, things started to go sour. One night after dinner, the skeleton overheard Torch say to his friends, "Sorry guys, I can't go out tonight. I gotta stay home with the old ball and chain." With that, she decided she had had enough and turned to him and yelled, "Torch, I'm gonna come at you like a spider monkey." Before he could protest, she flung herself across the room at him. There was no going back, and they both went up in a ball of fire. The end. So you've just written your first fictional narrative using figurative language. How does it feel? Maybe it felt a little weird. Or maybe you're so happy you can't feel your arms. Either way, you did it. Wasn't that easy? I bet it was a piece of cake.